an important Viva question we are going to examine. Of all the standard amino acids, only histidine is able to act as a buffer at the physiological pH. Physiological pH of 7.4 plus minus zero point 0.5. That means 7.35 to 7.45, a very narrow range indeed, within which the pH is meticulously uh, kept. And histidine plays an important part by acting as a buffer. And all of you know what is a buffer. Buffer is a system which resists change in the pH when a small amount of acid or base is added to it. So in our body, there is always an imminent danger of change in the pH because large amount of acids and some bases are produced during metabolic processes. So pH change nahi hona chahiye, and there histidine plays an important role by acting as a buffer resisting change in the pH. All of you also know that a buffer comprises of two components, a weak acid and its corresponding base, also called conjugate base. To understand this, have a look at this equation HA. It is capable of donating a proton. So it's a proton donor and it is called acid. And A minus is the corresponding base. So in our body, so many buffers are there comprising of a acid, a weak acid in fact, weak acid which has got a very weak tendency to donate a proton. And histidine, why it is, what is, I mean, where is an acid, where is a base within the histidine that we are going to see. So histidine has got an imidazole group. Histidine has got the R group of histidine. It is dissociable and it is called imidazole group. So dissociable, capable of donating a proton and giving rise to corresponding base, and therefore it is able to act as a buffer. Now, a very important statement, in fact, the most important statement, a buffer is maximally active when pK value of its acid component is near the surrounding pH. अब हमारी बॉडी के अंदर सराउंडिंग पीएच कितनी है 7.4 plus minus what we saw. So only that weak acid and the corresponding base, only that buffer will be able to provide a buffering capacity, will be able to resist the change in the pH. Only that buffer जिसके acid component का pK value 7.4 है. This is what we say when pK is equal or nearly equal to the surrounding pH, then the buffer is most effective. और हिस्टिडीन के इमिडाजोल ग्रुप जो है उसका pK value is 6.8. So it is quite near the physiological pH. So 6.8 pK value. I repeat, when pK value of the acid component of the buffer equals or nearly equals the pH value, then the buffer is most effective. Imidazole group fulfills the criteria. It has got a dissociable proton donating capacity and the pK value of the same is 6.8, very near the physiological pH. So it is able to act as the buffer at the physiological pH. No other amino acid has got this capacity. Final, hemoglobin is very rich in histidine amino acids, and that explains why hemoglobin is an important buffer in our body. Thank you.